has been made of the fact, like, with Vargas's trainer, and how, like, there's been, like, a little bit of a musical chairs thing going on, that both of his trainers have been fighters. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, both of his trainers have been fighters, but they've been totally different styles. You know, I think you got to take, for instance, that in a fight like this, as important as this fight, I mean, you should be very careful with your trainers and not switch trainers, you know, with a short period of time, especially two different styles. Roy Jones was a great technician, great boxer. You know, Eric Morales was a great smart fighter too, but he was more of a brawler type of fighter. So there's two different game plans there. And to confuse a fighter is very, very easy when you want to switch them from one thing to another. And Roy Jones prepared him for his last fight. Now coming into this fight with an Eric Morales that I don't think has the experience as a trainer. He was a great fighter, one of the best Mexico has produced. But as a trainer, I haven't seen much of him. So coming into a fight like this, as important it is for Jessie, I don't think it was just the right idea.
So does that make you feel more confident, or is that like a trap that you can fall
you know,
into?
I'm never confident. That's why we always prepare 100%. We never leave anything behind. We always train extremely hard. But I know through my experience that it's a big factor for Jessie Vargas. You know, to just switch trainers short period of time. It's gonna affect him. It is gonna affect him regardless of what he says. Was not because he's had three or four different trainers in his career, and Tim only had one. He only had me. With me in his corner, he's done what he's done. Now he's had 4 different trainers, and he's gonna get confused. He's gonna try to use what's best for him in that ring, and we're gonna see what Eric Morales has to bring to the table.
Are you worried at all that, say, if Timothy Bradley, if he wins this fight, that people will say that Vargas wasn't his best, wasn't as his best, or is that something that's just like, well, you know, whatever?
You know what? Regardless of who the opponent is, people are always gonna talk. I always tell people, if people talk good or bad, it's good for us. They're talking. When people don't talk about us, I worry. That means that we're not doing anything. But other than that, they can either talk good or bad. It doesn't matter. We're welcome. Every opinion is welcome. Because it's always like that. Fighting a Jessie Vargas that supposedly is not a worthy opponent for Bradley, but he's undefeated. He's a world champion. Okay? If Timothy goes a distance with him, people are gonna say, oh, he won a distance with Jessie Vargas. If Timothy knocks him out in one round, they're gonna say, oh, he wasn't a high caliber opponent for Bradley. So at the end of the day, regardless, people are gonna talk. And it doesn't matter. What matters is us winning the fight. That puts us on the next level. Regardless if he knocks him out in one round, regardless if he beats him in 12 rounds, the important thing that night is to win, because that puts us on the next fight, the next level.
Do you think, like, would you say in terms of the level of motivation, is Timothy Bradley seem more motivated this time around, about the same, less? What would you say?
Tim Bradley's always motivated, especially when he fights undefeated fighters. He loves fighting undefeated fighters to show the world, you know, that he's not just getting anybody. There's fighters out there that, you know, they get easy fights. You know, they put easy fights in there for them to win. And Tim is not the type of fighter that wants that. He wants the toughest fights for him, especially when it comes to an undefeated fighter.
Right. So then you would say he's very motivated, because he said that he wants to be a Hall of Fame fighter.
He's extremely motivated because he said it, and he's always said it. He wants to be in the Hall of Fame.
And also he wants to get back that belt that he lost from Manny Pacquiao.
Of course.
Yeah. So is there anything, like, what do you tell somebody like that? I mean, you guys have been through so much. What do you do, like, to make it fresh for the next fight?
I just keep them steady, you know, and just tell them that, you know, it's just another fight, and we're gonna train hard for it. And we already know, he already knows me, I already know him. I already know when things get hard in there, how to manage, how to deal with the situation, and he knows my reaction. He knows how I'm gonna react to certain things that are happening in the ring.
Is there like any, because you were saying that the two coaches that Vargas has had, they're very different styles. Do you think either style is more advantageous against Bradley, or does it matter?
Either or. I just think that Roy Jones knows Bradley very well. And, you know, I was more concerned about Roy Jones being in the corner than Eric Morales. Because Roy Jones has seen a lot more of Bradley because he works for HBO and he's seen most of Bradley's fights. So he knows Bradley's style than Eric Morales has.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck.